Hello, my name is Sophie Carroll and I'm the Director of Student Wellbeing and Service Learning at Wesley College. Over the last 6 months that I've been at the college, I've really tried to embed student voice into our wellbeing program. Our program runs from pre-kindergarten all the way through to year 12, and we cover all aspects of wellbeing, from cyber safety to respectful relationships. And to me, one of the most important aspects or elements of developing a really high quality wellbeing program is to make sure that student voice is driving the content that's delivered and really helping students develop their own sense of agency and access to wellbeing resources.
Within her role in the college, Sophie's been working with the psychology team to create projects that allow students to access their own materials around wellbeing, which is driving that student voice and allowing students to advocate for what they would like in terms of resources on the hub, as well as being able to access it in times of need that they deem appropriate, rather than that staff or other students deem appropriate, which is also reducing barriers to them accessing and seeking help, which is, a fundamental skill that we love to see our boys in the college build.
Like, if a student doesn't feel like their voice is being heard and doesn't feel like the program is sort of a part of them, then they're not going to feel like they belong to it, and they're not going to feel any sort of ownership over it.
The partnerships that we have helped give staff more time, in that we can work with experts to provide best practice. They have access to the most up-to-date data and information on what they're talking about in regards to respectful relationships, but also cyber safety as well, which means that our staff can kind of fit more into the supportive role with wellbeing, and it's not taking away from curriculum time for them. So that really helps with them seeing the value in what we're doing.
It's very important that we have external facilitators come to the school and not only support the staff in their role as facilitating the boys as part of the social emotional learning program, but also so that we can learn from their knowledge, and obviously they are professionals in the area with the latest up-to-date information on education, but relationships surrounding the education environment.
I think what we've got now is the right balance and very specific in nature about what will benefit for instance for my Year 11 group, what will benefit our Year 11s for the next year, 2 years post-schooling. The Why Safe and the Sexual Health Quarters are the two main areas that the Year 11 program focuses around, and it's showing us and showing our students that is what we want them to know. Build that connection with their mentor, to have those conversations about those topics, and once again gets back to them being better human beings from it.
Yeah, I think coming into your role and being part of a student voice is also part of the greater culture and the greater landscape of the college, and part of Ms Carroll's job as Director of Wellbeing is being approachable and being able to be an insight into the student voice. And she sits on the SRC, and having boys and having a direct line of communication between the upper model of the college and the students is incredibly important, and part of the evolution of student wellbeing and the evolution of our program towards respectful relationships is understanding that these conversations can happen between anyone at any time for any purpose, and having a direct line of communication is incredibly important in that. And I think in 6 months, Ms Carroll's definitely served her purpose in that way. So.
Wellbeing, it's always going to change and evolve, so I guess it's a bit of watch this space for where our wellbeing program goes next. We want it to make sure that it's responsive and in touch with our current students and what they need. So ideally it will be changing and moving slightly as different students have different wants and needs from our program.
You see that on the camera?
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
The end.